What's up, the boxing world? Here we are with another segment of Strictly Boxing with Derek Poppy. Roll on, man. All right, man. I got a nice show today, man. I want to talk about, man. But before I get started, man, I want to stress the importance, man, that everybody this year, man, go out and get registered to vote, man. Just remember, man, even if you had a record before, you still are eligible to vote. And even if you are on parole, you still are eligible to vote. We're going to need voters, man. I give a big shout out, man, to Kamala Harris, running for the first woman's president of the United States. I think she's qualified, and I'm voting for her. So listen, man, what I want to talk about today, man, what I want to talk about is Shakur Stevenson versus GEVONTE Tank Davis. You know, there comes a time every now and then, man, with big fights, man, that things just come together and things just work out where they appear and happen to happen, man, because things gotta come together in so many different ways to make these big fights occur. And in this situation, in my opinion, it seemed like the mix had worked where there's nothing else better than we want to see Tank Davis and Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson. Now, Lomo pulled out. Just so happens Lomo, I don't blame Lomo. Want to spend time with the family. I'm not going to say, oh, he's scared and he just don't want to fight. Nah, he's a world champion. He's proven himself over and over multiple times. He's fought anybody. I mean, at some point you want to say, nah, I just want to rest and be with my family. His age says I need to fall back and relax. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And maybe come back next year if you want to. So I'm not going to say Lomo pulled out because he don't want to fight Tank. Nah, I mean, he has some fights. He has some wars. He getting up there in age a little bit. He wants to spend time with his family. We got to respect that. We got to respect that. How are we going to say Lomo is scared? Nah, you know what? I've been fighting everybody all my life, all my times. He proved himself to me. If he want to take a break, he earned that to me. So I'm not going to say he's scared of him. But listen, everything is happening. Just so happens Lomo pulled out. Just so happens Shakur Stevens is a free agent. Now, the only thing that needs to happen is a phone call. Tank, all he have to do, Tank is the A side. He's the big side. He's the big draw. Everything is in his hand. All he have to do is call Shakur and make an offer. That's it. If it's clear, no other obstacles can get in the way of preventing the most biggest fight in this century to me. So here, all Tank has to do is make an offer. He's not even making an offer. I heard an interview that Calvin Ford had. And I like Calvin Ford, man. I think he's a really good dude outside of the boxing training and everything, what he do with the kids and the youth. You know, I love him for what he do, man. I got to make that known. But Calvin, he made it seem like in an interview like he don't want to fight Shakur. He made it very clear he didn't like that fight. That he'd rather fight some other big fights. What other big fights is there? What's bigger right now than GEVONTE Davis and Shakur Stevenson? Nothing else is more desirable for the fans to want to watch. You can say all you want to say about the lackluster performances that Stevenson had. You can say, they was booing. You can say anything you want. Right now, the fight we want to see is Shakur Stevenson and GEVONTE Davis. That's what we want to see. And everything worked out for the fight to happen. The only thing has to happen is the contract gets sent or the offer get made. And without even making an offer, Calvin Ford said, Shakur and them going to want like $30 million and we not going to get them. We got to give them enough. I got other fights in mind. I think Calvin Ford understands that style makes fights. And it's easy to fight somebody that's coming to you or that's right in front of you. I've been saying this for years. It's not easy to fight somebody that's moving around and giving you angles and slickness and move. That's not an easy fight. So I think Calvin understands that. And they sound to me like they don't want the fight. So like I said, once in a while, man, this happens where the biggest of fights, everything falls in place for it to happen. I don't understand why, what's the problem? I don't understand the problem. I don't understand the problem. Make the offer before you say he's gonna want $30 million. You know, Ella's interview asked Shakur, would you take, you've been making 3, would you take 6? He said, yeah. You was making 10 when I gave you 12, would you take 12? He said, yeah. In other words, send me the offer, send me the contract so we can make it happen. And Tank people not doing it. Tank people not doing it. It's not because of the promoters can't get along because Shakur's a free agent. It's not because Tank is tied up and he got a contract to fight somebody else. Both fighters are clean. Both fighters are free. Sit down and talk, make the conversation, make the deal, make it happen. Whatever we got to do. That's an easy thing. Let me tell you, this, I don't want to say, because I think the world of GEVONTE. I think he's a once in a lifetime fighter also. I love the little young man. I think he's an outstanding fighter. I've seen his maturity as he's grown up and how he's speaking and how he's talking, and I can see how he's grown up a little bit. And I give big ups to Calvin for that. And so I don't want to say that he's ducking him, but his people doesn't want to fight Shakur Stevenson. They don't want to fight Shakur Stevenson. I mean, is there something they know? Is there something they know? Shakur Stevenson is a 3-time, three-weight division champion. Tank Davis, 3-division world champion. Shakur Stevenson, 27 years old. Tank Davis, 29 years old. Both of them at their prime. Both of them undefeated. Shakur Stevenson 22-0, 10 knockouts. Tank Davis 30-0 with 28 knockouts. It seemed like the perfect 50-50 match. Here it is, two guys at their youth, at the top of their game, both undefeated, both 3-division world champions, and we having a problem making this fight. What is the problem? What is the problem? I hate to say it, if the fight doesn't happen, somebody ducking somebody. It's difficult for them to say, Shakur ducking him when you ain't give me the offer. You ain't make no call. You ain't send no contract. Can't say it's because of Shakur. What's the hold up, Tank? Send the contract. Shakur, I heard it come out of his mouth. He said, I'm waiting for the call. I'm just waiting for the call. And the fight is made. It's a lot of stuff, man. Let me tell you something. Style does make fights. I would love to see it. It's a 50-50 fight either way. It's a great boxer versus the great puncher. Who wins? It could be a major upset. It could be a trilogy. It could be a one fight, 2-fight, maybe 3-fight deal. Gervonta Davis versus Shakur Stevenson is who's the duck? Who's the duck? That is the question. Nothing holding them back. Just waiting for the call. Listen, man, this is Derek Pop Line at Strictly Boxing. If you haven't liked the channel, If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate that. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. And let me hear what you got to say about it, man. What do you think? Is Shakur ducking Tank? Is his people advising him not to fight? I don't think it's Tank himself, but you know, Ellaby and Calvin Ford. Calvin Ford clearly says he doesn't like the fight. Why wouldn't he like the fight? I don't know. Let me know what you think, man. This is Dirk Pop Rollon at Strictly Boxing. Peace.